Howdy guys, lovely to see you all again. Today we're going to be looking at Dave's solo from Dystopia. It is delightful. Let's take a look. Just to reiterate a third time, we are in D standard tuning, which goes D, G, C, F, A, D. So get yourself in tune and we'll get started. All right guys, let's have a look at the first section. I want to start off with a big ass bend from 16 of the 3rd string, and if you sort of hit the 4th string on the way, kind of gets that gross sound that Dave gets at the start of the solo. Okay, obviously with more distortion, it will sound better than we're working to this phrase. All right, let's slow that down. I'm going to start off with a pull off from 16 to 14 on the 3rd string, and then I'm going to pluck the rest of the notes. I'm going to play 16, 14, 16 on the 4th, and then jump back to 14 of the 3rd string. We're going to kind of work in groups of 6, so that's going to be our first group of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to do that exact same phrase again, starting with the pull off. Exactly the same thing twice, and then I'm going to do it again, but my pull off note is going to start from 17 of the 3rd string, but the rest of the phrase would be the same. So we've got, at the end of that, the only thing that's different about this last group is very similar to the first. We're starting with the 16 pull off to 14, and then I want to just play 16, 14 twice on the 4th string, so there's no string change. So let's have a look at what we've got thus far. Ending on 14 at the 4th. Then I hit 16, give it some cheeky vibrato, and then slide off into oblivion. So we've got... Hopefully that's all making sense. Then I work into this next phrase. So when I'm playing this, even though I'm not actually in standard tuning, I'm kind of thinking the F sharp minor pentatonic. So we're going to start off with kind of that cheeky double stop chord with a bend there. I'm playing 4 of the 2nd and the 3rd string. And then I go. So what I'm doing here is I'm playing 2 of the 3rd and then jumping to 4 of the 4th string. I work into this phrase. Let's play that slowly. I'm going to play 2nd fret of the 4th string into 4th fret of the 5th. And then as soon as I play the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, I'm just playing a straight pentatonic descent with a couple of cheeky outside notes. So I was playing 2 on the 4th string, sorry, 2 of the 3rd string, and then 4, 3, 2 on the 4th and 5th string. Some 3-note chromatics there. At the end of that, I'm going to play from 5 to 2, and that's looking very pentatonic-y there. All right, let's go from that double stop bend idea now. Okay, once we end that, it goes into this dead note rhythm here. So let's slow that down. When I'm playing that, I'm playing forward, back, back. So I'm going, and I want to do that rhythm twice. And then after that, I've got 4 triplets in a row. Triplet, 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 triplet. Or pineapple, 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 pineapple. So I've got 4 of those in a row. So we're going. Hopefully that's all making sense. That's pretty much all of the first section. Let's play it again from the start at a gentleman's pace, and then we'll do it again even slower with some tabs. Nice and gross. One more time with some tabs. Alright guys, the second section is going to start around where we would be in standard tuning a C sharp minor pentatonic. So we're going to start off with this phrase. Really, really fun to play. We're going to start off with this. I've got a bend from 11 of the third string and then a flat pointer covering 9 of the second and the first string. The next triplet, I'm going to do a pull off from 12 to 9 on the second string and jump to 11 of the third string. So we're going to have... Okay, and then what I've got there is 12, 11 to 9 as a pull-off on the third string. So we're using that kind of outside blue note within the pentatonic. At the end of that, I'm going to do a flat finger from 11 of the fourth string to 11 of the third. Then I've got... Let's slow that down. I'm going to play from 9 of the third string to 11 of the fourth. Then the next thing I do, I'm going to do a pull off from 10 to 9 on the fourth string, and then do a rolling pull off going 11, 10, 9 on the fifth string. So it's going to go. At the end of that, I'm going from 12 to 9 on the sixth string, and you can really see that C sharp minor pentatonic shape kicking in. And once again, like what we had in the F sharp minor position in this first section, we've got those extra outside notes giving it more cheeky blues flavor. So this is what we should have from the start, nice and slow. Hopefully that's making sense. Then I work into this phrase. So very, very diminished-y. It's kind of weird because it'll start on the highest point of the diminished and then ascend back up to that note. So we'll work in kind of groups of 6 notes at a time. And because it's diminished, once we've got that idea down, we're just going to be moving that pattern up 3 frets at a time. So I'm going to start off with a cheeky slide into 9 of the first string, and then I'm going to jump to 6 of the third. And then from that point, I've got a straight diminished arpeggio. So we'll slow that down. I'm playing 6, 9 on the third string, 8 of the second, and then 6, 9 of the first string. And then we're going to slide that up 3 frets, and then I'm going to do the same thing from 12. So I was going from the 12 of the first string. When I jump back up, I'm going to play 9, 12 on the third string, 11 of the second, and 9, 12 of the first. Then I slide that over to 15, same thing. We're going 12 to 15, 14 of the second, and then 12, 15 on the first. And I slide up to 18 and do the same thing. Back the octave, 15, 18, 17 of the second, 15, 18. Up to 21, you guessed it. I was going 18 to 21 on the third, 20 of the second, and then 18 to 21 on the first string. So this is what we should have from the start of that group. At the end of that, I'm just going to play 24 to 21. At the end of that, 2 angry bends from 24. After that, I've just got some hammer-on-y ideas. What I'm doing here is I'm playing 21 to 24 as a hammer-on with pull-offs in between, and I'll play that 3 times. So altogether, I should end with 3 hammer-ons and 6 notes. Then I've got exactly the same principle from 20 to 23 on the second string. We're obviously moving in diminished intervals here. Then I'm playing 18 to 21 3 times obviously on the third string, 17 to 20 on the fourth, 16 to 19 on the fifth, and then 15 to 18 on the sixth. So let's go through that silly hammer-on idea one more time. That's pretty much the whole section. So we're going to have the C sharp minor pentatonic lick into the diminished thing, and then also into that hammer on, pull off, diminished idea as well. So let's go right back to the start of the section at a gentleman's pace and then play it again even slower with some tabs. One more time with some tabs. Alright guys, last section is going to start off with this cheeky bending lick. I'm going to play 17 of the second string as a bend and then hit 14 of the first string, and I'm going to play that idea 3 times. I'm going to do a very similar idea now, but jump to 16 of the third string, but then jump back to 14 of the first. So we're going to have 3 17s on the second string, 16 of the third, and then I'm going to add in one more of that 17 bend. So we should end up with this. I'll play it slowly. Hopefully that makes sense. And then I go like this. So I'm going to do a slight bend on 17 of the first string and then jump back to 14 and then jump back to 17 of the second string again. And once again, we're putting that 14th fret on the first string in between all of those notes. And I'm going to play that phrase twice as well. Let's have a look at what we've got thus far from the start. Then it goes. So what I've got here is just another bend from 17 with no notes in between. Then I play a regular 17, so bend up, regular 17, and then I've got a quick pull off, and that's once again working into an F sharp minor pentatonic shape there. So the pull off is going 17 to 14 on the second and 16 of the third. Then it works into that big pentatonic lick after that. So let's have a look at what we've got thus far, and then we'll talk about the next chunk. Okay, hopefully that's making sense. Then I work into this phrase. Really, really fun. So I'm going to start from here. I'm playing 14 of the second string and then rolling down the pentatonic. I've got 3 notes on the third string. I'm playing 17, 16, 14. And obviously that 17 is that cheeky evil devil's flat 5. At the end of that, I'm going to play 16 of the fourth into 16 of the third and then play 14 of the fourth. 14 of the third. And that's going to give us this. Let's put that other phrase before it now. Okay, then I work into this phrase. So this is very similar. I'm going to be playing 16 of the fourth string into 14 of the third. And then that little roll I'm doing is the same timing as what we had before, but this is playing 16, 15, 14 on the fourth string. At the end of that, so what I'm doing here is I'm playing 16 of the fifth, 14 of the fourth, back to 16 of the fifth again. And then to finish that phrase off, I'm going to play 15, 14 on the fifth string. So it'll go. Let's go right back to the start of this chunk and I'll play it extra slowly. Hopefully that's all making sense. Then I work into this phrase. All right, let's slow that down. I'm going to play 15 to 16 of the fifth string and then 14 of the fourth, and I'm going to play that phrase twice. Then I play 15 to 16 again, but I'm going to flatten my ring finger, or whatever you're using on 16, and play 16 of the fourth. So we're going to go. Hopefully that's making sense. And then I return to that previous phrase that ended on the 14. So we're always going to be playing 15 to 16. We just need to keep in mind that we're doing 2 groups with the 14, 1 group with the 16, and then back to the 14 again. At the end of that, rolling through 16, 15, 14 on the 5th, 1 pick pull off, and then I'm going to be playing 17 to 14 on the 6th string. All right, let's go through this whole phrase again from when we had the cheeky fast legato, and then we'll work through that descending arpeggio thing that follows it. So let's go through the pentatonic lick again. Okay, hopefully that's all making sense. Now the next thing that I do is I'm going to do sort of a descending chromatic idea with a major arpeggio. So what I'm doing at the start of this is playing a major arpeggio from 16 to 13 on the first string with the pull off, and then playing 14 of the second string. And that's just going to move back a fret. That was 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 8 arpeggios in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we should be ending on 9, 6, and then 7 of the second string. And then the last note I play is 9 of the first string, and that's the whole solo. If you're worried about notes bleeding together, you can just add a little bit more palm muting on the right hand, and that will kind of clean things up a little bit. So that's all of the third section. Let's go back to that bendy bit at the start, the pentatonic lick, and then the descending arpeggios. Here we go. One more time with some tabs. And that was the third solo from Dystopia played by Dave. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And please click the links in the description to my Udemy course, my Patreon, and my Learn That Solo Facebook fan page. Click a like there, that would be delightful. And I'll catch you guys all very soon.